All right, thanks, guys. We are once again coming off a 3-1 day on my Patreon website yesterday. That's going to improve our record to 11-3 in our last 14 crowd pleaser teaser package plays on that site. We're also 7-1 in our last 8 board member tier package plays. And the good news is this: we have another board member tier package play going off tonight. Guys, we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. And once again, we went 3-1 in our 4 premium selections on that site yesterday. We are currently over 1,100 members strong on that site. So if you're curious about that website, my current record is right on the homepage. All you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, guys, we got ourselves a nice slate of college basketball action, and I have 7 games I want to cover here real quick. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And believe it or not, our first game is not on the big screen behind us. Real surprising there, but we're going to travel here to the ACC. I'm talking about Pitt taking on Wake Forest, 4:30 Eastern tip-off. The Panthers of Pitt, they are -1, total at 136.5. Now, money's on Pitt in the early wagering here. We actually saw a flip of the line in this one. We're also seeing money toward the under in this matchup as well. Pitt opened +1.5, now -1. Total open 137, down to 136 and a hook. Now, Pittsburgh is allowing just 65 points per game. They're holding their opponents to just 42% from the field. They are 2-1 against the spread in their last 3 games that tipped off at the current number, and they're 2-0. They're 2-0 against the spread in their last 2 games when favored away from home. Now, Wake Forest on the other side, they're just 4-12 straight up away from home, 33% against the spread, taking on teams under 500. Now, 4 out of Wake Forest's last 5 games did go over the number. They're also 21-9 to the over thus far in the season. 6 out of Pitt's last 9 got over the total as well. I'm going to lean toward the Pitt Panthers -1 and the over 136.5 in that game. Next matchup, Manhattan taking on Fairfield, 5 o'clock Eastern tip-off. I think that's in Atlantic City. So unfortunately, if you're at the game, you can't bet it. But anyway, well, unless you're betting offshore. But anyway, Manhattan, they are -2.5. Total at $1.15. We are seeing money on Manhattan and the under in this one. The Jaspers of Manhattan, hell of a name. They opened up -1.5 up to -2.5. Total open $1.16 down to $1.15. Right now, Fairfield is plus $1.30 on the money line. Now, Fairfield is 10-8 against the spread away from home, 60% against the spread when catching points. They rank in the top 25 in the whole country in points allowed, and they're in the top 50 in defensive rebounding. Now, this Fairfield squad, the Stags, they are 75% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number, and they're 9-2 against the spread, taking on teams allowing less than 67 points per contest. Now, Manhattan on the other side, they failed to cover the number in their original 2 games with Fairfield this year. They're also just 6-10 against the spread away from home. Now, Manhattan really crawling across the finish line here. Losers of 7 out of their last 8 games. They went just 1-7 against the spread in those 8 as well. And one final number here for Manhattan. They're shooting just 39% from the field this year. Now, total-wise, Fairfield 8-0 to the under in their last 8 games. 14-4 to the under away from home. I'm going to lean toward the slight underdog in this one. Give me Fairfield plus 2.5 and the under 115. Next game, Illinois-Chicago taking on Northern Kentucky, 7 o'clock tip-off. The Norse of Northern Kentucky, they are -4, total at 129. We're seeing money on UIC in this one. We're also seeing money on the over. Northern Kentucky open as the 5-point favorite, down to -4. Total open 128 up to 129. 58% are leaning UIC, 63% shaded toward the over. And right now, the Flames of Illinois-Chicago, they are plus $1.60 on the money line. Now, if you like UIC in this matchup here, I cannot agree with you. They're just 5-9 straight up as the official road team this year. They're also averaging 69 points per contest. Northern Kentucky, on the other side, winners of 8 out of their last 10. The Norse, they rank in the top 20 in defending the 3 ball. They're also giving up just 65 points per contest. Northern Kentucky 3-0 to the under in their last three. UIC 12-4 to the under away from home. I'm going to lean Northern Kentucky -4 and the under 129. All right, guys, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Tuesday's college basketball action. Happy Tuesday to you. Now, before we go ahead and move on, just got to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. We'll bill you the day you sign up, and then on the first of every month after that. Now, guys, we have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to on that site. One of our packages is known as the Crowd Pleaser Teaser. We improved to 11-3 in our last 14 Crowd Pleaser Teaser package plays yesterday. We're also 7-1 in our last 8 board member tier package plays. And the good news is this: we have a board member tier package play going off tonight. You might be wondering, why would you buy a package from me when you can get all the picks for free? And you're certainly correct in thinking that. I give you all the plays here for free on YouTube. But the problem with that is, if you were going to bet the entire slate with your hard-earned money side and total, you're most certainly guaranteeing yourself failure. You simply just cannot win that way. The math becomes aggressively against you when you bet the entire slate. So what I do on Patreon, I make life a lot easier for you. I break it down and focus in on 4 to 5 premium selections per day. They're high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And I'll tell you this much, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping the entire slate. So if you want to check me out on Patreon, you can check out my current record for free. It's right on the homepage. I'm currently over 1,100 members strong on that website. And once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And our next game, for some reason, not on our big screen in the back. Once again, Xfinity. You got to do a better job. But anyway, our next game, certainly a game of interest. It's in the ACC as well. I'm talking about North Carolina taking on Virginia Tech, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Now, the Tar Heels are laying 4 points in this one, total at 142. We are seeing money on North Carolina and the over in this one. UNC open 3.5 up to -4. Total open 141 up to 142. 59% are leaning Tar Heels, 53% on the over. And right now the Hokies are plus $1.65 on the money line. Now, if you like Virginia Tech in this matchup here, they've struggled as of late, but pretty good defensively. They're allowing just 66 points per contest. They're also holding their opponents to just 41% from the field. The Hokies are 5-3 against the spread, taking on teams allowing more than 72 points per contest. Now, UNC on the other side, really struggling to cover the number when laying the points. They're just 5-14 against the spread as the official favorite. They're also just 28% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number. They've dropped 7 out of their last 10, and they're allowing 73 points per contest. One more thing to add, Robinson and Playtech are listed as questionable for tonight's action. Now, UNC 10-6 at the under away from home this year. Virginia Tech 4-0 to the under in their last 4 themselves. I'm going to lean Va-Tech +4 and the under 142. Next game, Northeastern taking on Hofstra, 7 o'clock tip-off. Hofstra's -1, total 134.5. Money's on Northeastern and the under in this one. Hofstra opened as the 2-point favorite, down to -1. Total open 137, all the way down to 134.5. Hofstra winners of 9 out of their last 10. They also went 9-1 against the spread in those 10 games. They're 25-8 overall for the year. They rank at the top 40 in scoring on average per game, top 20 in shooting the 3-ball. Northeastern, on the other side, failing to cover in 2 out of their last 3. They're also just 40% against the spread in their last 10. Now, Northeastern is allowing their opponents to shoot 46% from the field thus far in the year. They also failed to cover the point spread in 6 out of their last 7 games, taking on teams over 650. Now, 7 out of Northeastern's last 9 games did stay under the total. Meanwhile, Northeastern still, same team, 12-7 to the under away from home as well. So once again, Northeastern 7-2 to the under in their last 9, 12-7 to the under away from home. Meanwhile, 8 out of Hofstra's last 10 games stayed under the total themselves. Looks like I'm going to lean toward the slight favorite in this matchup here. I'm also going to lean toward the under as well. So give me Hofstra -1 and the under 134.5 in that contest. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Canisius